Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Assad Afzal. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who's made this possible. It's been 8 years in the making. 8 years I've been in the background, and it's come to the point where today I'm sat here and I feel proud to be sat here and honoured in a way that I'm sat here today doing a program, Assad Online, the Line of Truth, where I get the opportunity to share some of my experiences, tell you a bit about myself, tell you, basically reveal the truth about certain aspects of how I got here, the knowledge, who made it possible. And to start with, I'd like to tell you that my experience so far, like what got me onto this track, I'd like to share that with you as well. So first of all, I'd like to thank a few people. Foremost, I'd like to thank Shah Saab for making this possible. For me having a program and coming this far, I would have never dreamt of it or never done it, or never even had a concept in my mind that one day I want to be doing this, but only because of his love and his belief that this has been made possible, and his efforts that we all have come together across the board, the chat activists, the admins, the members, and everybody who's come together and who's been a part of the Sufi Spiritual Society from the beginning, then the Sufi Guidance from DM Digital, and it's been a long journey, and I think everybody deserves a piece in this. Everybody deserves a thankfulness from my heart, bottom of my heart, to say thank you to everybody. I'm under a bit of I'm feeling a bit of pressure, so please excuse the jitteriness, stutterness, but I'll calm my nerves. There's just so much that I want to tell you. There's so much I want to talk about. There's been a lot of people coming to this point who have been asking me questions, who've been giving me ideas, who've been asking about topics, who've been asking about books, who've been asking about knowledge, who've been asking so many different things that when it actually has come down to it, I've forgotten everything. I don't know what do I want to start with. So today's program was just an introductory program for me, who I am, how I got here, and my journey in Sufi Spiritual Society to this point till today. My name is Assad Afzal. I live in Bareh. My father's name is Muhammad Afzal, and my grandfather's name is Muhammad Khan. I'd like to thank my father for a lot of the way my attitude is, or the way my thinking is all due to his thinking, and his way of thinking has left a lot of impressions on me, and he's always been just, and he's told me to be just and look for the right instead of the wrong. And so the journey began by my father, who came and met Bareh Shahji at 28. I can't remember the year. It was an awful long time ago, maybe 10 years, maybe a lot longer. And they had met before as well. Like my father knew of them. Like the Bareh community knew of Shahji. And due to the age gap, the cultural differences, I've been brought up in the UK. I was born and bred here, and I had different ideas towards life, and the outlook on life is different. And what basically happened was, I don't know how to expose certain things, but in hidden words, not fully exposing everything, I think best way to put it is, when it came to that point in my life where Assad Afzal was lost and had fallen, and fallen to prayer, being prayed on, fallen and unwell, and my state of mind was affected. And I'm getting a call, and I don't know the brother's name, and I know it's just a number, so excuse me if I don't pick your phone up. We're doing a program here, come on. But anyway, my father had come with my brother-in-law Tasif, who everybody knows, Muhammad Tasif Akhtar. He's my brother-in-law and my chachu's son. We're cousins, first cousins. My father had brought him to see Shahji about this one matter that was going on in his older son's life. And they'd basically come home and they'd said that, listen, you've got to go meet Shahji. And I, being from a different mind frame, from a different society, from a different culture, completely, full British I'd say, there was one thing in my heart always throughout them years of illness that I suffered, which was an inner, and I think a lot of people do have this, you pray to God in your own heart, in your own way, and I was really big on that. And days before, my prayers were to Allah Ta'ala, like, oh Lord, I seek your blessings and your guidance. Please guide me to your path. Please show me your man. Everybody else I see just doing, they're running businesses, they're in education, they're successful in their own right. But these are the only worldly things I ever saw. I never saw anybody who was, like, there were religious, pious figures in our communities, like Shah Saabs or Alamas. People were running the mosques, people were doing zikr, and you know, everything was still going on, but my path hadn't crossed with anything, totally blank as a blank piece of paper. And then the couple of days later, when my father mentioned it, I felt a guidance. I felt like this is my calling. And I remember that day what I did was, I had a mobile phone, I think Nokia 3310 or one of them, if anybody remembers them. And what I did, I went outside and I prayed to Allah, and I said to, like in my own way, I said, Ya Allah, I'm going to see your man, and I want to go wholeheartedly, full with good intentions. And I took that phone, took my SIM out of it, chucked it in the bin with the battery, everything. And them days, Nokia 3310 was probably the iPhone of that day. And I went the next day with a family member, and it was very revealing to me, that period of my time, like what I'd spent so far thinking I know it all, and the things that I did know, what occupied my interests up until that point. And then I remember coming to 28, knocking on the door, and I think Uncle Kareem opened the door, and God bless him, and Uncle Amanat and everybody was inside. And I really didn't know them at that time. Like at a later stage, I got to know who Uncle Kareem was and who Uncle Amanat was and everybody. So they opened the door and I stepped in, and I was kind of taken back by the aura of 28 at that time. Like the peace I felt in my heart was just immense. It lets you know. Those of you who know, you felt it. You've mentioned it, you felt it as well. So like at that time, it's my first experience. I took the first step inside, and I was like captured by this silence, and this complete relaxation took over me. And then as you step in 28, those of you who have been, there's a door to your right where you go in, And that's when I first caught the glimpse of Shahji, and they were wearing a black overall, and they had white salwar kameez underneath, and they had a medallion like this, and I think they had white hat on, and they were looking as I walked in, and I went in and sat down. There was around 6 people in the house at the time, and they took a look at me for a bit, and then they said something. My father and my cousin, they were supposed to come with me, and they said, you know, they've not come with you, and they were supposed to come with you. And in my heart, at that point, I'd been, you know, where people say you are sold. At that time, I was sold anyway, without them speaking, just like looking at their chehra, and knowing that, you know, there's a thing where you look at someone who's dressed well, who's dressed religious, and you know, you won't feel compelled as much as you would when you meet someone who has that presence and aura about him, and who has that God's light in him. And I seen God's light in them, and I was completely blown away, mesmerized, and I was sold. And to the point where they said that, and I took it in my heart as, you know, a negative. Like, I even made, like, at that time I didn't even talk Urdu. I spoke English, I spoke Punjabi, but I know, like, friends who spoke Urdu, family members didn't speak Urdu. Just in films you'd hear it, but that was it. So, and at the same time they got angry. They got so angry that it was a rage. They got into this real anger, to the point where they got angry with me and said something, and I felt like this, where I was sat, I hope it opens up, and I went in that ground, like I wanted to disappear. Like there was no wits about me. This wasn't an old man or anybody that I don't know or anything like that. It felt like I knew him. I've known him all my life. That's how it felt. And they shouted at me, and for whatever reason, I can't disclose everything to you, but what I'll tell you is this: they did shout at me, but as quick as it came on, and that's how it dissipated. They went upstairs, they took a momentary break, they went upstairs, read namaz, they came downstairs, they completely relaxed and said, Assad, I want to show you something. And they showed me 2 books. One was the Mathematical Mysteries of Alphabets, and the other one was Divine Prophecy Divine. And they told me about these books and gave me one of them, which was the Mathematical Mysteries of Alphabets, and they said, read these books, Assad, and if you read them 3 or 4 times, then you'll understand exactly what's written in them. I've written them, I'm the author. And they also told me about a book, Sirat Muhammad, and they said, they gave me the copy of that as well. And then they said, come on, I want to show you something else. And they took me and they showed me, at that time in 28, the main room, at the end of the main room, that's where the Jafri Jama was kept. And they took me to the Jafri Jama, and they said, you know what this is? This is the Jafri Jama. And they opened it up, and the people around them opened it up for them, and they said, Kolo isko dikhao. And they showed me the Jafri Jama. And this was a lot of information to take in. Like, I didn't know what the Jafri Jama was. I knew there was a couple of books, you know, like the Divine Prophecy Divine and the Mathematical Mysteries of Alphabets. But I was taken by the kindness. I was taken just by their presence. I was taken, and I had this inside me. My interest was really at a really high, you know, heightened. Like, what is this? And they gave me the full background of it, of Hazrat Imam Jafar Sadiq al-Islam, who had written it and completed the book. And this is the knowledge, and it's been rewritten only by myself. And then they didn't stop there. They took me upstairs, and upstairs was the big 1000 by 1000, the ark, the Naqsh, which, coming into the future, we will have another program about that, and it's going to be revealed again. And the 1000 by 1000 Naqsh, everybody sees the Naqsh, like the Naqsh over here, the Naqsh that you get as your taweez, the 100 by 100 Naqsh, and people who are familiar, this is the 1000 by 1000 Naqsh. This is the Naqsh of the entire Quran Pak in numerical, in numbers, which is just mind-baffling anyway. And they took me upstairs and they showed me that. They showed me the Jafri Ahmar, the red book, another Naqsh, and then they showed me the study that they used to do medicine, and they showed me the whole study of this is what I do Assad here, and this is the medicine that I make. After showing me the study, they went into the bedroom and they took out the sitar, this sitar that they're playing here. They took that out and they showed it me. Said, look at this, Assad. In fact, coming to think about it, this is the sitar that they showed me at the first meeting that we met. I said, look at this sitar, Assad. I play this instrument, and it's overwhelming, it's overpowering just to really think about them and how they took a guy like who they didn't know and took so well and treated him so well, and to the point where they took him upstairs, showed the private study, they showed their life's work, and they showed their own personal belongings like the instrument that they played. And then we came downstairs and sat down, and they were really smiling, and they had a smile that can stop wars. I mean, people smile, but this isn't that kind of smile. This smile, you know, it can really light you up. Just thinking about it, it can really light you up, you know, that smile. And they had that smile. And inside me, while I was sat there, I was fixed on them to the point I was like, I was fixed eye to eye contact with them. That's how coming to think about it, they must have thought this is, you know, maybe I don't know what they would have thought. They have a different, you know, level of understanding and level of thinking. But now coming to think of it, it might have been like I was thinking. It might have been awkward. I better stop looking that hard. But I was looking really deep into their eyes, and they were looking at me. And you know, when your understanding's a bit novice, I really inside me I thought, oh no, they might see me for who I am. Little did I know that they've already seen me for who I am, because I know now what I didn't know then. And I kind of flinched and I thought, well, I better not look, because they might just look through my soul. He's the man of God, you know. And when you're in the presence of man of God, you know he knows. And like, I knew he knew. And that was the first meeting. That was the first ever meeting with the man of God, Shahji. And when I left that day, I was never the same again. I could never forget him. I think of him, I thought of him when I woke up. I thought of him when I went to sleep. I thought of Shahji all the time. Like I wanted to go back again. But since I didn't arrange the meeting, I didn't know how to get, I didn't even know my ways. Like this illness really prevented me from thinking a lot. It just kind of limited me a little bit. It was a illness, God forbid anybody else to have. But it really pulled me down. It took me down to the dungeon and knocked me out. I had weird thoughts and stuff like this, and there was a violence about me a little bit as well, and it was all caused by all this frustration build up and everything. And I remember them saying a couple of things which I think I'll keep secret and I'll tell you another time. But calling that the first meeting, that's the first meeting I had with the man of God. A saintly fellow, a beautiful person. And if it wasn't for Shahji, I wouldn't be here today. I would not be here today. I'm a person like myself. Not that I'm a bad person. I won't say that. I don't want to create no impressions, but I mean, this path, this change, you know, we were into more business. We want to do business. We want to, you know, have a chain of something or go into that direct line of thinking. I was into my sports, boxing and whatnot. It might not look it now, but I was. And but I had no idea about religion. My idea of religion was let everyone deal with it, and then, you know, we'll see when it happens. If it happens, God, you know, will make it happen, and when Judgment Day comes, I think we'll be all right. That's what I used to say to my friends. I used to go, you know what, boys, I think we're going to be all right on the other side. And but laugh and joke aside, I never really had an inkling to follow. Like, I never had followed. I never, you know, even in early days, I didn't really go mosque much. Not that parents didn't try, they did, but I was one of those distracted kids, and so were my friends. There was so many distracted kids, I can tell you. But it is what it is. And then this wanting to see Shahji more and interacting more, and knowing that this person has let me in his life like that in the first go, blew me away. And I wanted to meet them again. And as days went on, and we used to, but this is the silly things that I used to do. I started doing things like, you know, phoning up, and just when they'd pick up, but not phone and hang up, I just pick up the phone and say Assalamu alaikum Shahji, and they'd say, you know, wa salam, huh? And that's how they talk, huh? Kya baat hai? And it was such a sweet tone. And I'd be like, koi baat nahi hai Shahji. Just wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to listen to the voice. I've got nothing to say, which is stupid now, but yeah, that's how it was. That's exactly how compelled I felt. I needed to do this. And I didn't even know a word of Urdu. I swear by everything. I only like started talking Urdu because I wanted to talk to them in Urdu. I remember just sitting there thinking, there's no way I can answer them in English, because it doesn't suit this meeting. You know, their caliber is different, and these are the sort of things I was thinking I need to be talking to in Urdu, not even in Punjabi. And I started talking in Urdu with them, and then shaping my Urdu up, and you know, I know a little bit of Urdu now, but you know, that's how respectful I wanted to be. I wanted to be really respectful to Shahji, because I didn't know him or anything, but a part of me felt like I really do know him, like I know him, you know. And then the days took a turn, because when you know a man of God knows, what do you know he knows? What do you know he knows? The man of miracles, the man of wisdom, the man of knowledge. And days went on. I had my sister went, Sadia, who everyone knows, and my brother-in-law, Tasif. They went to visit Shahji, and they'd newly made some, like, when my sister came back from after their meeting, my sister told me that, oh, we've seen some new pictures in Shahji's house, and they were really beautiful pictures, but there was a background, and it was a really good background, and it had like a cathedral look to it. Well, I'm saying cathedral, she said had a look to it like a church, or whatever she said at the time. And she goes, oh Shahji, you know, where is this background? And Shahji said, well, ask your brother Assad where this background is. And she's having that conversation, and I recollect my dream the prior night. Like that same night I'd had a dream, and in that dream I meet them in a cathedral like place with high roofs, big pillars. Like the pillar must have been about 6 meters, and meters is a long, you know, 6 meters from one end to the other was one pillar, and it was as high as at least 200-300 meters, and that's how big the cathedral was in this dream. And I still remember this dream. And at a distance, I was stood here, they were like at a distance, there's set of stairs, one, and in the same set of stairs, it was just this building, like there was a built up staircase, and in the middle of the staircase there's a long table, and there's like food on there, and there's like a, you know, the Shamai Panjtan everybody's familiar with, that you look at when you look at our zikrs and hatams. It was like that. And there were other people who were dressed similar to Shahji, in the same, like, hat, labas, everything was the same. And I come around the pillar, and Shahji comes around the pillar in the white robe that you see in the pictures that you see downstairs, without the top, the white jubbah, You've seen the other pictures, it was exactly like that. The picture where they're looking down, that picture, exactly the same, and they come around smiling, and I'm like taken back looking at them and looking at everything. And I wake up, and when I wake up, you know, the same evening my sister and my brother-in-law come and they tell me that this is what's happened. We've seen some pictures, and they said ask Assad. I goes, well, funnily enough, I don't know about the pictures because I haven't even seen them yet, but yesterday I met him in a dream, and in that dream it was like a cathedral look, and that's what it was. When I described it, my sister goes, it sounds similar, you've got to go have a look at them. And I went, and the second time I went, it was khatam, zikr khatam going on, and I was unfamiliar with the settings. I didn't know any other people, but I went, and I seen the pictures, and it was the same background. And I goes, Shahji, I met you in that same background. And they smiled and they said, I know. And these were hints, these were the beginnings of the foundation that in my heart was laid down, like, you know, they know. They really knew. They really knew. I hope I can put this across right at the same time, because in the same meetings, a lot other things people want to hear. I'm going to tell them everything that my experience was when I met Shahji. It was, coming to think of it now, so it was different to any other meeting you can ever have with anybody. When you meet, and I know now because of 8 years of knowing a bit about the knowledge and what you do and what you attain and all the stories in the books and everything, Fakir kya hote hain, Darvesh kya hote hain, and everything. And I've never told these things to anybody, which it's my first program, and I'd like to mention them to you guys today. When I sat down, and they were around the same, you could say there's, you know, like there's a lot more people that come now, but there was around like 25, 30 people. And if you can imagine the same settings as you see every day, every Thursday, or whenever we do the zikr, you see it live. Everybody's in around, and you know, everybody's putting the sheets down and then laying out, like the Sif does, laying out all the cardboard, you know, the plastic, then the cardboard, then the dishes, then the flowers, then the cups, the jugs, the everything, just lying down the dastarkhan. And that's what everybody was doing. And I was stood in the doorway, just always looking at Shahji. Like, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know anyone else. Like, I didn't really know anyone else, but no one else really had that gravity about him. You know, it was no gravitation towards anyone else. It was just him. That's it. I remember looking at him, and I remember looking, I don't know what Baha'il think of some of the things I'm going to say, but I remember looking to the left, stood in the door, and I had a bit of a mean streak in me. And I looked, just genuinely glanced, and someone looked at me. He must have been ill, must have been issues with him, I don't know. But he gave me some dirty looks. Should I say this? I don't know. If anybody doesn't want to, you know, if you don't want to hear this, tell me. But he gave me some dirty looks, like, you know, he was looking at me. So I looked at him and I thought, I'll spark you clean out. And but while I was thinking that, you know, the other thought that came is, I don't know why this guy's looking at me, but I'm not here for him or even the food. I hope he's not thinking I'm getting in the way of something here. I'm a bit out of place. Maybe, you know, I've come unannounced, and you know, it wasn't like an invitation. I just came and it was happening. So as I took a step back from the doorway, I remember Shahji going, I said, Andar aao, yahan baitho. And they sat me right next to him, which was a cool move, because now I'm sat next to the one who I want to be sat next to. So I've come and sat down, and he's showing me everything. Like he was just showing me everything, all the system and everything, and it was just too cool. And while the people were doing what they were doing, some like we do now, some were bringing the food through the gallery, putting it on the dastarkhan, some was straightening the dastarkhan, some were putting the dishes right, with the cups right, with the spoons right and everything. And in amongst that, this conversation started taking place inside me, which I know now it was a conversation. I didn't even know what there was. Everything was running rings around me then. But I couldn't stop them thoughts. I was thinking, why the hell am I thinking these things? And them things were more along the lines of being with him. How, and at the same time, myself, because let me tell you something. Some people, some people, their lifestyles are different. I'm not going to say right or wrong. I'm just going to say it, well, wrong. But you live in a society where it's certain things are acceptable, certain things are not, and I felt like this person was such a holy person and such a beautiful personality. I can't be with him because he's a lot higher, more deservedly needs someone a lot more better and this and that and the other. But at the same time, I'd see him look around and then look straight at me when there'd be a point where I'd be thinking about him, and then he'd look and I'd try not to look at him, and it was just a bit of a thing going on. So anyway, that same day we sat down and everybody was eating dinner, and then it came to the point, everybody put the dastarkhan away and everybody sat down, and I went and sat down the opposite corner, and a lot of other things had happened, and I seen like I was in the same row as they were, just 20 people this way and 15 people this way, and at this end of the corner they were at that end of the corner, so I could see them sometimes when they'd move forward, and sometimes I won't be able to see them. And I seen a light, like I can't explain where I seen it. I seen it in there, that came from Prophet Muhammad. This was the concept. I swear to you, I don't know, I'm not trying to convince. At the same time, I'm trying to come across as a person who, these are not fantasies and fairy tales. This is actually how it happened, and if Quran Park was here, I'd convince you by touching it. But the light from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came, and it was meant to have come like straight through from the sky, and it comes straight into Shaji, and I looked straight away. I went like that and looked at him, and they came sort of forward and looked at me and smiled, and I thought, this is light, and these things don't make sense. I was sat in the same, like everyone else was sat. They were all having a good time, and I was having a good time, but everything was a bit weird at the same time. It was not making sense, and these sort of understandings were just blowing my mind every little bit. Like I can understand the concepts now. Now if you ask me, I'll tell you all about the concepts, and like someone was asking the other day, things like out-of-body experiences, why life and death is important, and some things that people are chasing to get a better understanding of this world. But I didn't know then, completely new. So what I started doing is, like, a few more things happened where I thought they really are listening to what I'm thinking. So here's me, lo and behold, from Bareh. I sit there and I think, I know, mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho. Mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho. And I am thinking it. I'm not saying it. I'm not like telekinesis. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just thinking it. Mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho. Mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho. Andar hi andar na dil mein. And I kid you not, in front of like 25 people, they just looked at me and said, "Agar tumhe pata hai to sabko bata do." And I was shocked. What an idiot, I was just shocked. I was just thinking. And then when I looked at everybody, looked at me. Well, what are you looking at me for? I thought everybody knew but me. And I later on found out they didn't even know. But that's how it was with Shaji. I knew he was listening now. Now it was like a stamp. He like quieted my mind. He knew straight away. Well, he knew anyway, but I knew now that yes, he's listening to everything I'm thinking. This is the person. It was just further established. This relationship was just going to go places and everything. And if you think about it, if someone read your mind there and then, and you sort of were, conversations were taking place in your own mind about certain subjects that you wouldn't even think about normally. You wouldn't even think about them. you'd find it like a different situation, you know. It was a completely different situation. And anyway, the times continued, and I think the next time I was supposed to come, I didn't turn up. I can't remember what the reason was. Illness got the better of me or whatever it was. I don't know what it was. And then the following week after that, or the weeks after that, I turned up. And the thief came and I came, and as soon as I entered, like there was no break or warming into it. As soon as I entered, they looked at me and they goes, "हाँ, तुम्हारी जगह इसने ले ली है." Talk about the thief. "तुम्हारी जगह इसने ले ली है." And I was just like taken back by what they're saying. I thought, well, Shahji, it's okay. आपकी मर्जी है. He goes, मेरी मर्जी नहीं है. And you know, lo and behold, I seen the thief. He had a smug look on his face. I felt like head kicking him out the front window of 28. You know, I hope you take this as a joke. No violence. But I'm just saying, you know, the emotions, they get the better of you. He's my brother. And it is what it is. And it was just that quick. Like, if you knew you had a place, you'd know that is your place. But if you don't know, then you don't know. You don't even have a place. It gets taken away. So there's many things you can take out of that. But so they came in the dreams. They had conversations without you knowing. They'd find out everything about you with you intentionally just talking about it, thinking about it. Everything will just start coming out more and more and more. They'll tell you to your face whatever it is. They'll change their mind there and then. Like, things will just happen. And this is the first ever meetings I had with a dervish, a truly lovely person that is really dear to my heart, like beyond like my own capacity. I know that, you know, if there's someone I could say, you know what, this human being, I really love him, and that is Shahji. And that's my love for Shahji. And I wanted to just share some of the stories that had happened. And for those of you who had inflicted or any issues that, or whatever illness or whatever else, and makko peete ho na, makko ka jante hain jo jante hain, and whoever doesn't know about makko, you'll find out if you need it ever. They gave me, like, I was having an issue, and they gave me this drink, makko, and they gave me a gallon, you know, the milk gallons, that full of makko, and they said, isko pee lena, theek ho jaoge. I thought, yeah, well, sorted, no worries. I knew 100% I'm going to get better. Like 100%, it was a done deal, I'm going to get better. So I took it home, and the next day I thought, well, you know, time to get better. So I filled half a glass up, filled it to the top, thought, right, let's drink this. And I stood up and I took one sip, and I nearly fell unconscious. Like, I had to sit, literally, I was just dizzy. My mum come quickly, grabbed the glass, put it down. I completely near collapsed state, sat down. As soon as I sat down, my head was spinning. I didn't even know what hit me. I think my household, they got so scared, like, what is this drink? They spilt it down the sink. Before I could tell them, hold on, do not spill that drink. I need that drink to get better. But they'd spilled it anyway. So then now I was embarrassed to ask him, like ever again. I was never going to ask him, because I thought, well, if that one blew me over, I wonder the next portion is going to do. But the effects were amazing. The effects were just mesmerizing. You can never meet a person like this. It was just too soon, too short. And they're never gone. They're always with us. They're always in our hearts. They're always on our heads. And उनकी वजह से ही सब कुछ है. अगर असद अफजल भी है ना, तो अभी उनकी वजह से ही है. I'm never going to be like, I'm so grateful to them, because the beginnings of humanity, that seed they sow in my heart was them. And then as time moved on, I met Shah Saab, Razabai, and I'm also grateful for them, because they cured me completely. I'll never lose that. You never be ungrateful, and it was because of them as well. You know, it's because of this household, I should say, that I am the way I am, and everything is on sound footings, and I'm in a direction now, and I know what knowledge is, and I know what, to the point where I get unexpected questions asked to me with a lot of expectations of, you know, more than really what I do know. You know, so that was the early beginnings of 28 with Dear Shahji. And this person close to my heart, I've even written poetry for them. Poetry which they kept, and then Shahji found as well, and which I haven't actually got in front of me, otherwise I would have read it to you. And it had to be in Urdu, so I got my cousin Hassan to write it, where we used to work, and he did a very good job. And I used to come back, and that was a story on its own. The first time I've written a poem for them, I written it and I put it in a brown envelope, and when I got outside, parked the car up, and I came to the door, I thought, no, this is not what men do. You don't write poems. What kind of thing is this? So go put this back. So I went and put it back in my car. I thought, forget this, I'm not going to show it him. I really wanted to give it him, but I don't know, I just thought, I won't give it him. So I went inside, and as soon as I stepped in, the first thing that goes, haan dikhao kya likha hai. I thought, well, all right, fair enough, this is going to happen. So I went back to the car, got the poem, come inside and said, Shahji, maine aapke liye likha hai. And I was really happy that they asked, because I wanted to give it him. I just had this concept in my mind about impressions and people, you know. You sometimes think along them lines, and this isn't about that. When you're in, you're in. And I was head over heels in. And I gave them the poem, and they said to everybody, "Dekho isne kya likha hai." And it was my first izhar of love towards Shahji. So that's how the days began. And here I am, 10 years later, and buyers just put me in somewhere like this. You know, कहाँ से कहाँ लेके आ गए हैं, उनके साथ ही चलते चलते ये सफ़र जो है, it's brought me to this point now where I'm sat in front of you. I'm preparing some hot topics that people have discussed with me. Some people have asked me about, some from my own interest, some from a knowledge, a technical point. So अभी तो सफ़र आगे है हमारा, इंशाल्लाह, अल्लाह की रज़ा से, शाहजी की दुआ से. We've got a long way to go, and so I hope, you know, I hope I can help people that, just like, you know, you get an idol, you get like a person you want to be like you hold dear to. You may never be like, I don't know, you know you want to be with, and that's with this family. I'm here now, Assad with the Lion of Truth, and inshallah, all friends and family, everybody who knew me before, you don't know me anymore. And those who you, family and friends and close family friends, and to see me in this stage, I don't think, you know, a lot of people thought I could, you know, come and host my own program on Sufi Guidance Channel and do something like this and hold it together. And hopefully I can, it can be a journey we can all live and experience together, and from this platform, Sufi Guidance. So I'm now going to take a 5-minute break. I hope I've not bored anyone to death, but inshallah, after this 5-minute break, I'll be back to join you guys again, and we'll talk a little bit more, take another call. So I will see you soon.
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube.
ये तरतीब हरूफ, हिसाब हरूफ, तकरार हरूफ. तकरार क्या है? जैसे सूरह आयतुल कुर्सी में अल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल हय्युल लान की तकरार है. रहमान में रहमान अल्लमल कुरान खलक़ल इंसान अल्लमहुल बयान नून की तकरार है. ये तकरार हरूफ, हिसाब हरूफ और तरतीब हरूफ. अब इसी हरफों से हमारे नाम बने हुए हैं. इनके असरात हैं, जैसे कि गलत तरतीब से कुछ से कुछ हो जाता है। इसी तरह हमारे नाम में तरतीब में अगर गलत हो गया तो कुछ से कुछ बन जाता है। मोहम्मद अली दुनिया में बड़े बड़े आदमी हुए, लेकिन अली मोहम्मद को कोई जानता भी नहीं, क्यों? तरतीब बदल गई। तो तरतीब जो है वो एक चीज है कुरान की। ये सारे हरूफ से ये कायनात बनी हुई है। जो कायनात के अंदर असर है, जो उसके नंबर जो है, ये उसकी हिसाब करने के लिए है। तो अब हमारे नामों का भी यही है। अगर नाम में गलती है और उसके असरात हैं तो लोग ये समझते हैं कि जादू कर दिया है, टोना कर दिया है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं।
ख़वातीन और हज़रात, आप देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल सिर्फ यूट्यूब पर। The official Sufi Guidance app is now available on the Google Play Store for download.
मैं एक चीज आ गई तो बयान कर दूं। जब पहली वर्ल्ड वॉर हुई थी तो 1914 में शुरू हुई थी। जब खत्म हुई तो 1918 में खत्म हुई, जो 19 बनता है 1918 का। दूसरी सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर शुरू हुई 1939 में शुरू हुई, फिर 1945 में खत्म हुई, जो 19 बनता था। जब 19 का एक लफ्ज आता है तो मोमिनीन का यकीन बढ़ जाता है। तो ये जो हिसाब है, हिसाब हरूफ, तकरार हरूफ और तरतीब हरूफ, यही हमारे नामों पर असर अंदाज है।
Subscribe the Sufi Guidance channel on YouTube and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our latest videos. डाउनलोड करिए मुफ्त में धन संपत्ति, स्वास्थ्य और कोई भी सांसारिक इच्छा को पूरा करने के लिए लोहे कुरानी, तावीज़ अथवा नक्श सिर्फ www.sufiguidance.com से।
पहली चीज ये कि मुश्किलात का हल ढूंढने के लिए सबसे पहला काम ये करो कि किसी इल्म वाले से मालूम करो कि नाम में क्या फर्क है। नाम का हिसाब होना चाहिए। फिर अगर कुछ पढ़ना हो तो किसी पीर और मुर्शिद की इजाजत होनी चाहिए। इसके बगैर पढ़ने में कोई असर नहीं होगा। ये काम मालिमों का नहीं, ये दुर्वेशों का है, तो कि वो इस इल्म को समझ सकते हैं, इस रूहानी उलूम को।
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube. क्या आप परेशान हो? क्या आपका रिश्ता नहीं आता? या फिर खोया हुआ प्यार पाना चाहते हो? क्या आपकी उम्र निकलती जा रही है? क्या रिश्ते में कोई रुकावट है? या आपको देख के जाते हैं समोसे पकोड़े खा के पलटते नहीं? तो हम लेकर आए हैं सिर्फ उन परेशान लोगों के लिए तिलिस्म शाद। जी, तिलिस्म शाद। आपने बिल्कुल ठीक सुना, तिलिस्म शाद। ये आपकी मनपसंद शादी ही नहीं, बिल्कुल कोई भी रुकावट हो, किसी चीज की बंदिश हो, ये तिलिस्म शाद आपकी मदद करेगा आपको आपका प्यार वापस लौटाने में। बल्कि यही नहीं, रिश्ते भी नेक और अच्छी जगह से आएंगे। तो देर किस बात की दोस्तों, अभी ऑर्डर करिए। इसे ऑर्डर करने के लिए अलीना दीदी से राब्ता करें और जो कुछ ना पा सके पा ले अल्लाह की रज़ा से। राब्ता करें رابطہ کرنے کے لیے نمبر پر کال کریں 00918002368683۔ کوئی بھی کہیں سے بھی کال کر سکتا ہے، anyone from anywhere۔
میں رضالی کے ساتھ کار میں گلشن اقبال میں مکان ڈھونڈنا شروع کیا۔ مکان ڈھونڈا، ساتھ میں ایک ایجنٹ بیٹھا تھا۔ اب جب اس مکان کے B159 کے سامنے آیا، اس میں بہت بڑے بڑے درخت تھے، بڑا گیٹ تھا اور مکان خالی تھا، صرف چوکیدار تھا۔ مجھے آواز آئی اس مکان نے ہونا ہے۔ میں نے رضالی کو کہا کہ کہہ رہے کہ اس مکان نے ہونا ہے۔ ایجنٹ کہنے لگا یہ مکان مارکیٹ میں تھا ہمارے پاس، لیکن مالک نے اٹھا لیا۔ یہ کہہ کر کے گاڑی آگے چلی گئی۔ رضالی لے گیا ان کے آفس میں۔ اس نے جو چاہتا تھا مکان دکھانا وہ نہ دکھا سکا، ادھر سے ادھر ادھر سے ادھر گھومتے رہے۔ آخر کار آفس میں گئے، آفس میں بیٹھے۔ اب رضالی نے کہا کہ اس مکان کے بارے میں پوچھو۔ میں نے کہا بھائی وہ مکان جو تھا وہ کتنے کا تھا؟ سامنے اس کے ڈائری لگی ہوئی تھی جس پر تاریخیں بڑی بڑی تھی، اس کو روزانہ ایسے بدلتے تھے۔ اس نے اس کو ایک ورقہ اس میں سے پھاڑ کر کے اس کے اوپر لکھا کہ یہ 20 لاکھ اور اتنے کا مکان اس نے لگایا تھا۔ میں نے اسے دیکھا، دیکھ کے جیب میں رکھ لیا۔ اب رضالی کہتا ہے ڈیڈی مجھے دکھاؤ۔ میں نے کہا ہاں دکھائیں گے۔ اس طرح میں چاہتا تھا کہ نہ دکھاؤں، کیونکہ میں 20 لاکھ افورڈ ہی نہیں کر سکتا تھا اس وقت، اور وہاں آواز آ چکی تھی کہ اس مکان نے ہونا ہے۔ اب جب اس کو غور سے دیکھا تو اس کے اوپر تاریخ 19 لکھی ہوئی تھی۔ میں نے کہا بس یہ اللہ تعالیٰ کی نشانی ہے کہ اس مکان نے ہونا ہے۔ اب رضالی کہنے لگے کہ ڈیڈی لینا ہے تو یہی لیں گے، ورنہ کرائے کے مکان پر رہیں گے۔ چھوٹا اس سے چھوٹا کہنے لگا بھائی عقل کی بات کرو، اتنا سامان کہاں رکھیں گے؟ کہنے لگے کہ ملک صاحب کے گیراج میں رکھ دیں گے۔ اس طرح سے یہ واقعہ ہوا۔ اب سوال یہ ہوا کہ میرے دوسرے دوست آئے، اختر جعفری جو FIA کے اندر ڈائریکٹر تھے، کہنے لگے شاہ صاحب کیا ہوا؟ ان کے ساتھ آبدی صاحب بھی تھے، میجر آبدی جو بہت مشہور تھے نواز شریف کی حکومت میں، وہ IB کے میجر تھے۔ وہ آئے، آ کر کے اور ایک آدمی اور آیا تھا، پروفیسر تھا، وہ زرداری صاحب کا دوست تھا۔ اب بیٹھے، کہنے لگے شاہ صاحب کیا ہوا؟ میں نے کہا بھائی اس طرح سے ہوا ہے، مکان تو دیکھا ہے لیکن مارکیٹ سے اس کو اٹھا لیا۔ اس کا کوئی ٹیلی فون نمبر وغیرہ ہے؟ میں نے کہا میرے پاس تو نہیں۔ ایجنٹ کا؟ میں نے کہا ایجنٹ کا یہ ہے۔ ایجنٹ کا دیا، انہوں نے ٹیلی فون کیا کہ میں اختر جعفری بول رہا ہوں FIA والا، اور کل تم ہمارے آفس آ جاؤ، تم نے یہ مکان لگایا تھا بیچنے کے لیے۔ وہ کہنے لگا حضور اس جگہ ہے، میں ابھی آ جاتا ہوں۔ ایڈریس بتایا، وہ اسی وقت ایک دو آدمی کو اپنے ساتھ لے کر آ گیا۔ وہ گھبرایا ہوا تھا۔ پوچھا بھائی یہ جو ہے مکان تم نے مارکیٹ میں لگایا تھا کیوں اٹھا لیا؟ کہنے لگا اس کی قیمت 18.5 سے اوپر نہیں گئی اور میں 20 چاہتا تھا۔ تو کہنے لگے میجر آبدی آپ نے کتنے کا لیا تھا؟ کہ 6 لاکھ کا لیا تھا، پھر اس کے بعد سے یہ خالی تھا، اور اس کی حالت تو بہت خستہ ہے۔ اور یہ کہنے لگا مالک یہ اتنا اچھا تو نہیں ہے، لیکن وہ کہنے لگے میجر آبدی یہ ہم نے اپنے شاہ صاحب کے لیے لینا، اور جو قیمت لگی آپ کی یہ ہمیں منظور ہے۔ اس نے کہا کہ ٹھیک ہے۔ اب اس کے بعد پھر دوسرا کام شروع آگے ہوا۔ میں نے پھر وظیفہ کیا 7 دن کا۔ ابھی تو دوسرے पहले मकान को खाली करके तब पैसे मिलते, वो भी खाली करने का वक्त आ रहा था। 7 दिन का ये वजीफ़ा हुआ। इसमें मैंने जाबरी साहब से कहा कि अब क्या किया जाए, क्योंकि मकान तो पहले खाली करना है, वो पैसा आएगा तो फिर इसमें शामिल करके आगे देंगे। उन्होंने फौरन से कहा मालिक से, तो गुलशन के अंदर था, तो कहा भाई ये मकान हम पहले मूव होना चाहते हैं शाह साहब, तो अगर आपको किराए की ज़रूरत हुई तो 1 महीने का किराया भी अदा कर देंगे। उसने कहा नहीं हजूर, ये तो खाली है, बरसों से पड़ा है, चौकीदार है, और आप मूव हो जाएं। हम मूव हो गए और मकान अखबार में 2 अखबारों में दिया गया और उसके बाद मकान हासिल हुआ। इस पैसे का कैसे इंतज़ाम हुआ, ये सिवाय अल्लाह ताला के और वो यासीन की मेहरबानी से ये काम हुआ। ये मैंने सिर्फ एक वाक़या बतलाया कि इस यासीन से क्या क्या हो सकता है।
देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल यूट्यूब पर।
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube.
ये तरतीब हरूफ, हिसाब हरूफ, तकरार हरूफ। तकरार क्या है? जैसे सूरह आयतुल कुर्सी में अल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल हय्युल लाम की तकरार है। रहमान में रहमान अल्लमल कुरान खलक़ल इंसान अल्लमहुल बयान नून की तकरार है। ये तकरार हरूफ, हिसाब हरूफ और तरतीब हरूफ। अब इसी हरफों से हमारे नाम बने हुए हैं, इनके असरात हैं। जैसे कि गलत तरतीब से कुछ हो जाता है, इसी तरह हमारे नाम में तरतीब में अगर गलत हो गया तो कुछ से कुछ बन जाता है। मोहम्मद अली दुनिया में बड़े बड़े आदमी हुए, लेकिन अली मोहम्मद को कोई जानता भी नहीं, तो तरतीब बदल गई। तो तरतीब जो है वो एक चीज़ है कुरान की। ये सारे हरूफ से ये कायनात बनी हुई है। जो कायनात के अंदर असर है, जो उसके नंबर जो है, ये उसकी हिसाब करने के लिए है। तो अब हमारे नामों का भी यही है। अगर नाम में गलती है और उसके असरात हैं तो लोग ये समझते हैं कि जादू कर दिया है, टोना कर दिया है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं।
ख़वातीन और हज़रात, आप देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल सिर्फ यूट्यूब पर। The official Sufi Guidance app is now available on the Google Play Store for download.
मैं एक चीज आ गई तो बयान कर दूं। जब पहली वर्ल्ड वॉर हुई थी तो 1914 में शुरू हुई थी, जब खत्म हुई तो 1918 में खत्म हुई, जो 19 बनता है 1918 का। दूसरी सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर शुरू हुई 1939 में शुरू हुई, फिर 1945 में ख़त्म हुई, जो 19 बनता था। जब 19 का लफ्ज़ आता है तो मोमिनीन का यकीन बढ़ जाता है। तो ये जो हिसाब है, हिसाब हरूफ, तकरार हरूफ और तरतीब हरूफ, यही हमारे नामों पर असर अंदाज है।
Subscribe the Sufi Guidance channel on YouTube and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our latest videos. डाउनलोड करिए मुफ्त में धन संपत्ति, स्वास्थ्य और कोई भी सांसारिक इच्छा को पूरा करने के लिए लोहे कुरानी, तावीज़ अथवा नक्श सिर्फ www.sufiguidance.com से।
पहली चीज ये कि मुश्किलात का हल ढूंढने के लिए सबसे पहला काम ये करो कि किसी इल्म वाले से मालूम करो कि नाम में क्या फर्क है, नाम का हिसाब होना चाहिए। फिर अगर कुछ पढ़ना हो तो किसी पीर और मुर्शिद की इजाजत होनी चाहिए। इसके बगैर पढ़ने में कोई असर नहीं होगा। ये काम मालिमों का नहीं, ये दुर्वेशों का है जो कि वो इस इल्म को समझ सकते हैं, इस रूहानी उलूम को।
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube. क्या आप परेशान हो? क्या आपका रिश्ता नहीं आता या फिर खोया हुआ प्यार पाना चाहते हो? क्या आपकी उम्र निकलती जा रही है? क्या रिश्ते में कोई रुकावट है या आपको देख के जाते हैं समोसे पकोड़े खा के पलटते नहीं? तो हम लेकर आए हैं सिर्फ उन परेशान लोगों के लिए तिलिस्म शाद। जी, तिलिस्म शाद। आपने बिल्कुल ठीक सुना, तिलिस्म शाद। ये आपकी मनपसंद शादी ही नहीं, बिल्कुल कोई भी रुकावट हो, किसी चीज की बंदिश हो, ये तिलिस्म शाद आपकी मदद करेगा आपको आपका प्यार वापस लौटाने में। बल्कि यही नहीं, रिश्ते भी नेक और अच्छी जगह से आएंगे। तो देर किस बात की दोस्तों, अभी ऑर्डर करिए। इसे ऑर्डर करने के लिए अलीना दीदी से राब्ता करें और जो कुछ ना पा सके पा ले अल्लाह की रजा से। राब्ता करें। राब्ता करने के लिए नंबर पर कॉल करें 00918002368683। कोई भी कहीं से भी कॉल कर सकता है, एनीवन फ्रॉम एनीवेयर।
मैं रजाली के साथ कार में गुलशन इकबाल में मकान ढूंढना शुरू किया। मकान ढूंढा, साथ में एक एजेंट बैठा था। अब जब उस मकान के B159 के सामने आया, उसमें बहुत बड़े बड़े दरख्त थे, बड़ा गेट था और मकान खाली था, सिर्फ चौकीदार था। मुझे आवाज़ आई, इस मकान ने होना है। मैंने रजाली को कहा कि कह रहे हैं कि इस मकान ने होना है। एजेंट कहने लगा, ये मकान मार्केट में था हमारे पास, लेकिन मालिक ने उठा लिया। ये कह करके गाड़ी आगे चली गई। रजाली ले गया उनके ऑफिस में। उसने जो चाहता था मकान दिखाना वो ना दिखा सका। इधर से इधर, इधर से इधर घूमते रहे। आखिरकार ऑफिस में गए। ऑफिस में बैठे। अब रजाली ने कहा कि इस मकान के बारे में पूछो। मैंने कहा, भाई वो मकान जो था वो कितने का था? सामने उसके डायरी लगी हुई थी, जिस पर तारीखें बड़ी बड़ी थी, इसको रोज़ाना ऐसे बदलते थे। उसने उसको एक वर्क़ा उसमें से फाड़ करके उसके ऊपर लिखा कि ये 20 लाख और इतने का मकान उसने लगाया था। मैंने उसे देखा, देख के जेब में रख लिया। अब रजाली कहता है, डैडी मुझे दिखाओ। मैंने कहा, हाँ दिखाएंगे। इस तरह मैं चाहता था कि ना दिखाऊं, क्योंकि मैं 20 लाख अफोर्ड ही नहीं कर सकता था उस वक्त। और वहां आवाज आ चुकी थी कि इस मकान ने होना है। अब जब उसको गौर से देखा तो उसके ऊपर तारीख 19 लिखी हुई थी। मैंने कहा, बस ये अल्लाह ताला की निशानी है, इस मकान ने होना है। अब रजाली कहने लगे कि डैडी लेना है तो यही लेंगे, ورنہ کرائے کے مکان پر رہیں گے۔ چھوٹا اس سے چھوٹا کہنے لگا بھائی عقل کی بات کرو، اتنا سامان کہاں رکھیں گے؟ کہنے لگے کہ ملک صاحب کے گیراج میں رکھ دیں گے۔ اس طرح سے یہ واقعہ ہوا۔ اب سوال یہ ہوا کہ میرے دوسرے دوست آئے، اختر جعفری جو FIA کے اندر ڈائریکٹر تھے، کہنے لگے شاہ صاحب کیا ہوا؟ ان کے ساتھ آبدی صاحب بھی تھے، میجر آبدی جو بہت مشہور تھے نواز شریف کی حکومت میں، وہ IB کے میجر تھے۔ وہ آئے، آ کر کے اور ایک آدمی اور آیا تھا، پروفیسر تھا، وہ زرداری صاحب کا دوست تھا۔ اب بیٹھے، کہنے لگے شاہ صاحب کیا ہوا؟ میں نے کہا بھائی اس طرح سے ہوا ہے، مکان تو دیکھا ہے لیکن مارکیٹ سے اس کو اٹھا لیا۔ اس کا کوئی ٹیلی فون نمبر وغیرہ ہے؟ میں نے کہا میرے پاس تو نہیں۔ ایجنٹ کا؟ میں نے کہا ایجنٹ کا یہ ہے۔ ایجنٹ کا دیا، انہوں نے ٹیلی فون کیا کہ میں اختر جعفری بول رہا ہوں FIA والا، اور کل تم ہمارے آفس آ جاؤ، تم نے یہ مکان لگایا تھا بیچنے کے لیے۔ وہ کہنے لگا حضور کس جگہ ہے؟ میں ابھی آ جاتا ہوں۔ ایڈریس بتایا، وہ اسی وقت ایک دو آدمی کو اپنے ساتھ لے کر آ گیا۔ وہ گھبرایا ہوا تھا، پوچھا بھائی یہ جو ہے مکان تم نے مارکیٹ میں لگایا تھا کیوں اٹھا لیا؟ کہنے لگا اس کی قیمت 18.5 سے اوپر نہیں گئی اور میں 20 چاہتا تھا۔ تو کہنے لگے میجر آبدی آپ نے کتنے کا لیا تھا؟ کہ 6 لاکھ کا لیا تھا، پھر اس کے بعد سے یہ خالی تھا اور اس کی حالت تو بہت خستہ ہے۔ اور یہ کہنے لگا مالک یہ اتنا اچھا تو نہیں ہے، لیکن وہ کہنے لگے میجر آبدی یہ ہم نے اپنے شاہ صاحب کے لیے لینا، اور جو قیمت لگی آپ کی یہ ہمیں منظور ہے۔ اس نے کہا کہ ٹھیک ہے۔ اب اس کے بعد پھر دوسرا کام شروع آگے ہوا۔ میں نے پھر وظیفہ کیا 7 دن کا۔ ابھی تو دوسرے پہلے مکان کو خالی کر کے تب پیسے ملتے، وہ بھی خالی کرنے کا وقت آ رہا تھا۔ 7 دن کا یہ وظیفہ ہوا۔ اس میں نے جعفری صاحب سے کہا کہ اب کیا کیا جائے، کیونکہ مکان تو پہلے خالی کرنا ہے، وہ پیسہ آئے گا تو پھر اس میں شامل کر کے آگے دیں گے۔ انہوں نے فوراً سے کہا مالک سے، تو گلشن کے اندر تھا، تو کہا بھائی یہ مکان ہم پہلے موو ہونا چاہتے ہیں شاہ صاحب، تو اگر آپ کو کرائے کی ضرورت ہوئی تو 1 مہینے کا کرایہ بھی ادا کر دیں گے۔ اس نے کہا نہیں حضور یہ تو خالی ہے، برسوں سے پڑا ہے، چوکیدار ہے، اور آپ موو ہو جائیں۔ موو ہو گئے اور مکان اخبار میں 2 اخباروں میں دیا گیا، اور اس کے بعد مکان حاصل ہوا۔ اس پیسے کا کیسے انتظام ہوا یہ سوائے اللہ تعالیٰ کے اور وہ یاسین کی مہربانی سے یہ کام ہوا۔ یہ میں نے صرف ایک واقعہ بتلایا کہ اس یاسین سے کیا کیا ہو سکتا ہے۔
देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल YouTube पर।
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube.
یہ ترتیب حروف، حساب حروف، تکرار حروف۔ تکرار کیا ہے؟ جیسے سورہ آیت الکرسی میں اللہ لا الہ الا هو الحی اللام کی تکرار ہے۔ رحمان میں الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الانسان علمہ البیان نون کی تکرار ہے۔ یہ تکرار حروف، حساب حروف اور ترتیب حروف۔ اب اسی حرفوں سے ہمارے نام بنے ہوئے ہیں، इनके असरात हैं, जैसे कि गलत तरतीब से कुछ हो जाता है, इसी तरह हमारे इनाम में तरतीब में अगर गलत हो गया तो कुछ से कुछ बन जाता है। मोहम्मद अली दुनिया में बड़े बड़े आदमी हुए, लेकिन अली मोहम्मद को कोई जानता भी नहीं, क्यों? तरतीब बदल गई। तो तरतीब जो है वो एक चीज है कुरान की। ये सारे हरूफ से ये कायनात बनी हुई है, जो कायनात के अंदर असर है, जो उसके नंबर जो है ये उसकी हिसाब करने के लिए है। तो अब हमारे नामों का भी यही है, अगर नाम में गलती है और उसके असरात हैं तो लोग ये समझते हैं कि जादू कर दिया है, टोना कर दिया है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं।
ख़वातीन और हज़रात, आप देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल सिर्फ यूट्यूब पर। The official Sufi Guidance app is now available on the Google Play Store for download.
मैं एक चीज आ गई तो बयान कर दूं। जब पहली वर्ल्ड वॉर हुई थी तो 1914 में शुरू हुई थी, जब खत्म हुई तो 1918 में खत्म हुई, जो 19 बनता है 1918 का। दूसरी सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर शुरू हुई 1939 में शुरू हुई, फिर 1945 में खत्म हुई, जो 19 बनता था। जब 19 का एक लफ्ज आता है तो मोमिनीन का यकीन बढ़ जाता है। तो ये जो हिसाब है, हिसाब हरूफ, तकरार हरूफ और तरतीब हरूफ, यही हमारे नामों पर असर अंदाज है।
Subscribe the Sufi Guidance channel on YouTube and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our latest videos. डाउनलोड करिए मुफ्त में धन संपत्ति, स्वास्थ्य और कोई भी सांसारिक इच्छा को पूरा करने के लिए लोहे कुरानी, तावीज़ अथवा नक्श सिर्फ www.sufiguidance.com से।
पहली चीज ये कि मुश्किलात का हल ढूंढने के लिए सबसे पहला काम ये करो कि किसी इल्म वाले से मालूम करो कि नाम में क्या फर्क है, नाम का हिसाब होना चाहिए। फिर अगर कुछ पढ़ना हो तो किसी पीर और मुर्शिद की इजाजत होनी चाहिए, इसके बगैर पढ़ने में कोई असर नहीं होगा। ये काम मालिमों का नहीं, ये दुर्वेशों का है, जो कि वो इस इल्म को समझ सकते हैं, इस रूहानी उलूम को।
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube. क्या आप परेशान हो? क्या आपका रिश्ता नहीं आता या फिर खोया हुआ प्यार पाना चाहते हो? क्या आपकी उम्र निकलती जा रही है? क्या रिश्ते में कोई रुकावट है या आपको देख के जाते हैं समोसे पकोड़े खा के पलटते नहीं? तो हम लेकर आए हैं सिर्फ उन परेशान लोगों के लिए तिलिस्म शाद। जी, तिलिस्म शाद, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक सुना, तिलिस्म शाद। ये आपकी मनपसंद शादी ही नहीं, बिल्कुल कोई भी रुकावट हो, किसी चीज की बंदिश हो, ये तिलिस्म शाद आपकी मदद करेगा आपको आपका प्यार वापस लौटाने में। बल्कि यही नहीं, रिश्ते भी नेक और अच्छी जगह से आएंगे। तो देर किस बात की दोस्तों, अभी ऑर्डर करिए इसे ऑर्डर करने के लिए अलीना दीदी से राब्ता करें और जो कुछ ना पा सके पा ले अल्लाह की रजा से। राब्ता करें। राब्ता करने के लिए नंबर पर कॉल करें 0091-800-236-8683। कोई भी कहीं से भी कॉल कर सकता है। एनीवन फ्रॉम एनीवेयर।
मैं रज़ाली के साथ कार में गुलशन इकबाल में मकान ढूंढना शुरू किया। मकान ढूंढा, साथ में एक एजेंट बैठा था। अब जब उस मकान के B159 के सामने आया, उसमें बहुत बड़े बड़े दरख्त थे, बड़ा गेट था और मकान खाली था, सिर्फ चौकीदार था। मुझे आवाज़ आई, इस मकान ने होना है। मैंने रज़ाली को कहा कि कह रहे हैं कि इस मकान ने होना है। एजेंट कहने लगा, ये मकान मार्केट में था हमारे पास, लेकिन मालिक ने उठा लिया। ये कह करके गाड़ी आगे चली गई। रज़ाली ले गया उनके ऑफिस में। उसने जो चाहता था मकान दिखाना वो ना दिखा सका। इधर से इधर, इधर से इधर घूमते रहे। आखिरकार ऑफिस में गए। ऑफिस में बैठे। अब रज़ाली ने कहा कि इस मकान के बारे में पूछो। मैंने कहा, भाई वो मकान जो था वो कितने का था? सामने उसके डायरी लगी हुई थी, जिस पर तारीखें बड़ी बड़ी थी। उसको रोज़ाना ऐसे बदलते थे। उसने उसको एक वर्क़ा उसमें से फाड़ करके उसके ऊपर लिखा कि ये 20 लाख और इतने का मकान उसने लगाया था। मैंने उसे देखा, देख के जेब में रख लिया। अब रज़ाली कहता है, डैडी मुझे दिखाओ। मैंने कहा, हाँ दिखाएंगे। इस तरह मैं चाहता था कि ना दिखाऊं, क्योंकि मैं 20 लाख अफोर्ड ही नहीं कर सकता था उस वक्त। और वहां आवाज आ चुकी थी कि इस मकान ने होना है। अब जब उसको गौर से देखा तो उसके ऊपर तारीख 19 लिखी हुई थी। मैंने कहा, बस ये अल्लाह ताला की निशानी है, इस मकान ने होना है। अब रज़ाली कहने लगे कि डैडी लेना है तो यही लेंगे, वरना किराए के मकान पर रहेंगे। छोटा उससे छोटा कहने लगा, भाई अक्ल की बात करो, इतना सामान कहाँ रखेंगे? कहने लगे कि मलक साहब के गैराज में रख देंगे। इस तरह से ये वाकया हुआ। अब सवाल ये हुआ कि मेरे दूसरे दोस्त आए, अख्तर जाफरी जो FIA के अंदर डायरेक्टर थे। कहने लगे, शाह साहब क्या हुआ? उनके साथ आबदी साहब भी थे, मेजर आबदी जो बहुत मशहूर थे नवाज शरीफ की हुकूमत में। वो IB के मेजर थे। वो आए आकर के, और एक आदमी और आया था, प्रोफेसर था, वो जरदारी साहब का दोस्त था। तो बैठे, कहने लगे, शाह साहब क्या हुआ? मैंने कहा, भाई इस तरह से हुआ है, मकान तो देखा है लेकिन मार्केट से उसको उठा लिया। उसका कोई टेलीफोन नंबर वगैरह है? मैंने कहा, मेरे पास तो नहीं। एजेंट का? मैंने कहा, एजेंट का ये है। एजेंट का दिया। उन्होंने टेलीफोन किया कि मैं अख्तर जाफरी बोल रहा हूँ, FIA वाला, और कल तुम हमारे ऑफिस आ जाओ, तुमने ये मकान लगाया था बेचने के लिए। वो कहने लगा, हुजूर इस जगह है, मैं अभी आ जाता हूँ। एड्रेस बताया। वो उसी वक्त एक दो आदमी को अपने साथ लेकर आ गया। वो घबराया हुआ था। पूछा, भाई ये जो है मकान तुमने मार्केट में लगाया था, क्यों उठा लिया? कहने लगा, इसकी कीमत 18.5 से ऊपर नहीं गई और मैं 20 चाहता था। तो कहने लगे, मेजर आबदी आपने कितने का लिया था? ये 6 लाख का लिया था। फिर इसके बाद से ये खाली था और इसकी हालत तो बहुत खस्ता है। और ये कहने लगा, मालिक ये इतना अच्छा तो नहीं है। लेकिन वो कहने लगे, मेजर आबदी ये हमने अपने शाह साहब के लिए लेना, और जो कीमत लगी आपकी ये हमें मंजूर है। उसने कहा कि ठीक है। اب اس کے بعد پھر دوسرا کام شروع آگے ہوا. میں نے پھر وظیفہ کیا 7 دن کا. ابھی تو دوسرے پہلے مکان کو خالی کر کے تب پیسے ملتے، وہ بھی خالی کرنے کا وقت آ رہا تھا. 7 دن کا یہ وظیفہ ہوا. اس میں میں نے جعفری صاحب سے کہا کہ اب کیا کیا جائے، کیونکہ مکان تو پہلے خالی کرنا ہے، وہ پیسہ آئے گا تو پھر اس میں شامل کر کے آگے دیں گے. انہوں نے فوراً سے کہا مالک سے، تو گلشن کے اندر تھا، تو کہا بھائی یہ مکان ہم پہلے موو ہونا چاہتے ہیں شاہ صاحب، تو اگر آپ کو کرائے کی ضرورت ہوئی تو 1 مہینے کا کرایہ بھی ادا کر دیں گے. اس نے کہا نہیں حضور، یہ تو خالی ہے، برسوں سے پڑا ہے، چوکیدار ہے، اور آپ موو ہو جائیں. موو ہو گئے اور مکان اخبار میں 2 اخباروں میں دیا گیا، اور اس کے بعد مکان حاصل ہوا. اس پیسے کا کیسے انتظام ہوا یہ سوائے اللہ تعالیٰ کے اور وہ یاسین کی مہربانی سے یہ کام ہوا. یہ میں نے صرف ایک واقعہ بتلایا کہ اس یاسین سے کیا کیا ہو سکتا ہے.
देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल यूट्यूब पर.
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube.
یہ ترتیب حروف، حساب حروف، تکرار حروف. تکرار کیا ہے؟ جیسے سورہ آیت الکرسی میں اللہ لا الہ الا هو الحی اللام کی تکرار ہے. رحمان میں الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الانسان علمہ البیان نون کی تکرار ہے. یہ تکرار حروف، حساب حروف اور ترتیب حروف. اب اسی حرفوں سے ہمارے نام بنے ہوئے ہیں. ان کے اثرات ہیں، جیسے کہ غلط ترتیب سے کچھ ہو جاتا ہے، اسی طرح ہمارے نام میں ترتیب میں اگر غلط ہو گیا تو کچھ سے کچھ بن جاتا ہے. محمد علی دنیا میں بڑے بڑے آدمی ہوئے، لیکن علی محمد کو کوئی جانتا بھی نہیں، جو ترتیب بدل گئی. تو ترتیب جو ہے وہ ایک چیز ہے قرآن کی. یہ سارے حروف سے یہ کائنات بنی ہوئی ہے. جو کائنات کے اندر اثر ہے، جو اس کے نمبر جو ہے، یہ اس کی حساب کرنے کے لیے ہے. تو اب ہمارے ناموں کا بھی یہی ہے. اگر نام میں غلطی ہے اور اس کے اثرات ہیں تو لوگ یہ سمجھتے ہیں کہ جادو کر دیا ہے، ٹونا کر دیا ہے، لیکن ایسا نہیں.
خواتین و حضرات، آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں صوفی گائیڈنس چینل صرف یوٹیوب پر. The official Sufi Guidance app is now available on the Google Play Store for download.
میں ایک چیز آ گئی تو بیان کر دوں. جب پہلی ورلڈ وار ہوئی تھی تو 1914 میں شروع ہوئی تھی. جب ختم ہوئی تو 1918 میں ختم ہوئی، جو 19 بنتا ہے 1918 کا. دوسری سیکنڈ ورلڈ وار شروع ہوئی 1939 میں شروع ہوئی، پھر 1945 میں ختم ہوئی، جو 19 بنتا تھا. جب 19 کا لفظ آتا ہے تو مومنین کا یقین بڑھ جاتا ہے. تو یہ جو حساب ہے، حساب حروف، تکرار حروف اور ترتیب حروف، یہی ہمارے ناموں پر اثر انداز ہے.
subscribe the Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our latest videos. डाउनलोड करिए मुफ्त में धन संपत्ति, स्वास्थ्य और कोई भी सांसारिक इच्छा को पूरा करने के लिए लोहे कुरानी, तावीज़ अथवा नक्श सिर्फ www.sufiguidance.com से।
पहली चीज ये कि मुश्किलात का हल ढूंढने के लिए सबसे पहला काम ये करो कि किसी इल्म वाले से मालूम करो कि नाम में क्या फर्क है, नाम का हिसाब होना चाहिए। फिर अगर कुछ पढ़ना हो तो किसी पीर और मुर्शिद की इजाजत होनी चाहिए। इसके बगैर पढ़ने में कोई असर नहीं होगा। ये काम मालिमों का नहीं, ये दुर्वेशों का है जो कि वो इस इल्म को समझ सकते हैं, इस रूहानी उलूम को।
You are watching Sufi Guidance Channel on YouTube. क्या आप परेशान हो? क्या आपका रिश्ता नहीं आता या फिर खोया हुआ प्यार पाना चाहते हो? क्या आपकी उम्र निकलती जा रही है? क्या रिश्ते में कोई रुकावट है या आपको देख के जाते हैं समोसे पकोड़े खा के पलटते नहीं? तो हम लेकर आए हैं सिर्फ उन परेशान लोगों के लिए तिलिस्म शाद। जी तिलिस्म शाद, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक सुना, तिलिस्म शाद। ये आपकी मनपसंद शादी ही नहीं, बिल्कुल कोई भी रुकावट हो, किसी चीज की बंदिश हो, ये तिलिस्म शाद आपकी मदद करेगा आपको आपका प्यार वापस लौटाने में। बल्कि यही नहीं, रिश्ते भी नेक और अच्छी जगह से आएंगे। तो देर किस बात की दोस्तों, अभी ऑर्डर करिए। इसे ऑर्डर करने के लिए अलीना दीदी से राब्ता करें और जो कुछ ना पा सके पा ले अल्लाह की रज़ा से। राब्ता करें। राब्ता करने के लिए नंबर पर कॉल करें 00918002368683। कोई भी कहीं से भी कॉल कर सकता है, एनीवन फ्रॉम एनीवेयर।
मैं रज़ाली के साथ कार में गुलशन इकबाल में मकान ढूंढना शुरू किया। मकान ढूंढा, साथ में एक एजेंट बैठा था। अब जब उस मकान के B159 के सामने आया, उसमें बहुत बड़े बड़े दरख्त थे, बड़ा गेट था और मकान खाली था, सिर्फ चौकीदार था। मुझे आवाज़ आई, इस मकान ने होना है। मैंने रज़ाली को कहा कि कह रहे हैं कि इस मकान ने होना है। एजेंट कहने लगा, ये मकान मार्केट में था हमारे पास, लेकिन मालिक ने उठा लिया। ये कह करके गाड़ी आगे चली गई। रज़ाली ले गया उनके ऑफिस में। उसने जो चाहता था मकान दिखाना वो ना दिखा सका। इधर से इधर, इधर से इधर घूमते रहे। आखिरकार ऑफिस में गए। ऑफिस में बैठे। अब रज़ाली ने कहा कि इस मकान के बारे में पूछो। मैंने कहा, भाई वो मकान जो था वो कितने का था? सामने उसके डायरी लगी हुई थी, इस पर तारीखें बड़ी बड़ी थी, इसको रोज़ाना ऐसे बदलते थे। उसने उसको एक वक़्त उसमें से फाड़ करके उसके ऊपर लिखा कि ये 20 लाख और इतने का मकान उसने लगाया था। मैंने उसे देखा, देख के जेब में रख लिया। अब रज़ाली कहता है, डैडी मुझे दिखाओ। मैंने कहा, हाँ दिखाएंगे। इस तरह मैं चाहता था कि ना दिखाऊं, क्योंकि मैं 20 लाख अफोर्ड ही नहीं कर सकता था उस वक्त। और वहां आवाज आ चुकी थी कि इस मकान ने होना है। अब जब उसको गौर से देखा तो उसके ऊपर तारीख 19 लिखी हुई थी। मैंने कहा, बस ये अल्लाह ताला की निशानी है। इस मकान ने होना है। अब रज़ा अली कहने लगे कि डैडी लेना है तो यही लेंगे, वरना किराए के मकान पर रहेंगे। छोटा उससे छोटा कहने लगा, भाई अक्ल की बात करो, इतना सामान कहाँ रखेंगे? कहने लगे कि मलक साहब के गैराज में रख देंगे। इस तरह से ये वाक़या हुआ। अब सवाल ये हुआ कि मेरे दूसरे दोस्त आए, अख्तर जाफरी जो FIA के अंदर डायरेक्टर थे, कहने लगे शाह साहब क्या हुआ? उनके साथ आबदी साहब भी थे, मेजर आबदी जो बहुत मशहूर थे नवाज शरीफ की हुकूमत में, वो IB के मेजर थे। वो आए आकर के, और एक आदमी और आया था, प्रोफेसर था, वो जरदारी साहब का दोस्त था। तो बैठे, कहने लगे शाह साहब क्या हुआ? मैंने कहा भाई इस तरह से हुआ है, मकान तो देखा है लेकिन मार्केट से उसको उठा लिया। उसका कोई टेलीफोन नंबर वगैरह है? मैंने कहा मेरे पास तो नहीं। एजेंट का? मैंने कहा एजेंट का ये है। एजेंट का दिया, उन्होंने टेलीफोन किया कि मैं अख्तर जाफरी बोल रहा हूँ FIA वाला, और कल तुम हमारे ऑफिस आ जाओ, तुमने ये मकान लगाया था बेचने के लिए। वो कहने लगा हुजूर किस जगह है, मैं अभी आ जाता हूँ। एड्रेस बताया, वो उसी वक्त एक दो आदमी को अपने साथ लेकर आ गया। वो घबराया हुआ था। पूछा भाई ये जो है मकान तुमने मार्केट में लगाया था, क्यों उठा लिया? कहने लगा इसकी कीमत 18.5 से ऊपर नहीं गई और मैं 20 चाहता था। तो कहने लगे मेजर आबदी आपने कितने का लिया था? ये 6 लाख का लिया था। फिर इसके बाद से ये खाली था और इसकी हालत तो बहुत खस्ता है। और ये कहने लगा मालिक ये इतना अच्छा तो नहीं है। लेकिन वो कहने लगे मेजर आबदी ये हमने अपने शाह साहब के लिए लेना, और जो कीमत लगी आपकी ये हमें मंजूर है। उसने कहा कि ठीक है। अब इसके बाद फिर दूसरा काम शुरू आगे हुआ। मैंने फिर वजीफा किया 7 दिन का। अभी तो दूसरे पहले मकान को खाली करके तब पैसे मिलते, वो भी खाली करने का वक्त आ रहा था। 7 दिन का ये वजीफा हुआ। इसमें मैंने जाफरी साहब से कहा कि अब क्या किया जाए, क्योंकि मकान तो पहले खाली करना है, वो पैसा आएगा तो फिर इसमें शामिल करके आगे देंगे। उन्होंने फौरन से कहा मालिक से, तो गुलशन के अंदर था, तो कहा भाई ये मकान हम पहले मूव होना चाहते हैं शाह साहब, तो अगर आपको किराए की ज़रूरत हुई तो 1 महीने का किराया भी अदा कर देंगे। उसने कहा नहीं हुजूर ये तो खाली है, बरसों से पड़ा है, चौकीदार है, और आप मूव हो जाएं। मूव हो गए और मकान अखबार में 2 अखबारों में दिया गया और उसके बाद मकान हासिल हुआ। इस पैसे का कैसे इंतज़ाम हुआ ये सिवाय अल्लाह ताला के और वो यासीन की मेहरबानी से ये काम हुआ। ये मैंने सिर्फ एक वाक़या बतलाया कि इस यासीन से क्या क्या हो सकता है।
देख रहे हैं सूफी गाइडेंस चैनल यूट्यूब पर।
Hello and Assalamu alaikum everybody. Assad here, and to continue where we left off about Shahji. I've had a couple of phone calls while we were on break, and a lot of people who I've spoken to over the years and told a lot of stories about Shahji have asked me to speak and narrate the other stories that I told them individually. So I'd like to just enlighten you some of the experiences I had when I met Shahji. So just to recap, I started off when I was not well. Soch ki bimari thi, soch ki. A lot of things that people think that were wrong, I used to think they were right. And I was having difficulties, and I was not well, to the point where I wished from Allah Pak to see the man of God. And my parents one day, the same day when I went inside, they said, you know, we're going to take you somewhere. And that's when I met Shahji. And they shouted. The reason was my father and my cousin was supposed to come with me, and उन्होंने साफ साफ पहली मुलाकात में यही इसी बात को ना दोहरा के कहा था कि उन्होंने कदर नहीं की. And he shouted at me for that reason. I thought I'll tell the whole truth. But after that shouting, then it all took off, and they showed me the Jafri Jama and the sitar and everything that they'd accomplished in their life, and the books, and they gave me the books. You know, when they gave me the books, the Seerat Muhammad, I couldn't read it. It was in Urdu, and that's when they said, you know, read the other books 4 times, and that was the one that a lot of people have seen me read before. And they were right. Some of the books, you know, one of the books, the Divine Prophecy Divine that they've written, a lot of the things are coming true now. Like in this day and age, they predicted beforehand, which comes to mind. So as it comes to mind, I'll tell you. They predicted one time Pakistan will have a leader who will state that he's not a businessman, and that's when Pakistan will start thriving. And I believe that's the time that we're in now, where Pakistan will be thriving, inshallah, for the future as a country. And there's many other predictions in that book that they gave which have also come true, and it was written an awful long time before these things. And so you can download these books on the internet now and get familiar with the writings of a Darwish, the man of God. So I'm just trying to think back some of the old days. I remember one distinctive time when the respected Dr. Malik came to 28 and Shahji to visit Shahji. And I don't know whether Dr. Malik is listening right now and whether he remembers this instance where I was there. We didn't know each other, but they were sat very closely, as close as they could be to someone that they really liked, which was Dr. Malik. And I remember me feeling a bit out of place, but then not knowing what to do when you've, you know, made it like a coming and going to a new place. There came a point where they showed Dr. Malik the new Crown Park that they got from an Arabian country somewhere. And I was watching interestingly, and then I think Dr. Malik had to go, and they all rose to the feet. Shahji, Dr. Malik first, and then everybody else. And I walked over. I was compelled. I don't know what it was. It was not a normal thing that I would do, but I just walked over and I picked the Quran up and I stood in front of Dr. Malik and Shahji, and they must have thought, what an idiot, what's he doing? But I was just stood up in every little thing I could get, every little thing I could be involved in or do with Shahji. I wanted to just sit there and look at him all the time. And these are the awkward sort of moments I had in the early days, like someone who's not acquainted to these ways of life, this you know, like being in the presence of someone like Shahji. I felt like I wanted to be there, but I didn't know how to be there, just like a raw material who needed a bit of shaping up. And so then the journey began, and the few more stories that I can tell you about Shahji was, once we were all called to the Khatam, and I got a bit late, and I later on found out that it wasn't just me, but I got late, got the dish. I brought, I think, Gajrilla at that time, and I came to 28, and as I came in a rush, thinking I was late by at least 45 minutes, an hour, they were sat on the chair, and they were going through their book, and then they looked up and it goes, देखा आज हमने सबको late कर दिया. And then one by one everybody arrived late. These things that they did, they went over my head at that time. Like what they were saying, हमने सबको late कर दिया. Like at that time I thought, right, okay. And, you know, couldn't talk in front of them. You know, when you're in their presence, you couldn't talk in front of them. उनके सामने बात ही नहीं होती थी. Just like someone bookman, just listen and think, look, whatever. But I couldn't really say anything. Like, you know, not acquainted to the way that he should be speaking in relation to someone of high stature. They commanded, their presence commanded respect. I could see that, and I never seen that before. Like when they'd stand up, everybody would stand up. When they walked, everybody walked with them. And even when they went into the kitchen, everybody froze and got up and stood up, and you know, they were just bowing in a way. It was as if he controlled everything through his mind. Like his mind, his thoughts controlled everything the way that he wanted it to be. And so these experiences for me were in a different world entirely. Like once I remembered being in the mental frame that I was in, and being a Britisher, I went down and sat next to him, and I just looked in the eyes, and it must have been longer than a couple of minutes, but it felt like forever. And I just looked deep in their eyes, just eye to eye contact, and what they did was surprising me as well, because instead of, like, you know, if someone just came, sat with you and you talked for a bit, and then someone started looking dead on in your eyes, and I was just taken so back, I didn't know what else to do. I just sat there looking in their beautiful eyes. And what they did was they moved, leaned forward, and went like that, looking straight dead in the eyes with me. And then after a bit, like, I thought, oh no, what am I doing? This is a bit weird. I said, just take a step back and relax. You know, they might just see everything, like inside of the secret. There's a secret inside everyone, and Shahji could see it all. They could see it all. And I know today that they knew then what was going to happen today, the years to come, and everything. And their aura, like if you asked something from Shahji, they'd give you an answer which will leave you baffled. Like they'd, within short words, softly spoken, they'd answer everything, and that answer had everything in there. You wouldn't need to ask that question again. Such was my infliction, my mentality, that someone at that time was asking me, what, you know, like Shahji was there and everything, and he was asking me, what do you feel like? And I goes, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैं सबको मार दूं. Like fight everything. There's a lot of rage and anger pent up, and I don't think of nothing else. I only feel different when I'm with him. I don't feel different with anyone. Only when I'm with Shahji, and just literally like a kid. Like a kid. That's the only way to explain it. And I remember Shahji then showing me the sitar, and saying, ये जो म्यूजिकी में बजाना जानता है ना कुछ, they be in rhythm, वो किसी को कोई मार नहीं सकता. And that was a lesson. For them to say that, I took it as a lesson as well. They said it in a way, they said, you know, he was sur mein hota hai. He's in rhythm. The rhythm bees inside him. You can't do anything if you have that rhythm inside you. And I still remember that till today, because today a lot of people who are, let's say, love music, like music, forget the voice haram or anything, वो क्या कहते हैं, राग राम नहीं समझ राम है. So for those people, I'm saying, like, get into the rhythm of life. That's what I took away from it. There is a rhythm inside us all. Get into the rhythm of life. Find life. I had lost all hope. I had lost all life in that respect. Like, I couldn't see it for what it is, like flourishing, and these are the ways forward, and thinking, and you can be spiritual, and you can be enlightened, and there's a path to take. So Shahji said to me, learn knowledge. Ilm seeko. That's exactly their words. Ilm Siko. And I sat there in front of them and I didn't even again reply or anything. I just kept thinking, like, मैं कौन सी unique college, I can't do any of that. Like, where am I going to go to learn anything? But I didn't know what he meant, and it was this knowledge here that you learn. And then, because even on the other side, everything is in rhythm. It's a very big secret that. I'll leave that for another program. And with Shahji, I've never seen a person who, if you look at Shahji's pictures, the way they dress, and you hear it on the breaks, the way their sound of voices, that voice has a command. It reaches inside you. And they're very softly spoken, and in their eyes says it all. This reading, this being on the other side, this Darwishi, the chosen one, could do it. This takes you, this is a completely different path. This is a path which I would never have known someone like myself I could be on. Well, thanks to Allah, and I met the man of God, his man, and he changed my life forever. And the things I used to think of as right, like 100%, this is the way it is. It isn't that way. And I know, as a message for the youth and for the families that are, this thinking that gets inflicted, and that's what psychologists do, or counselors do, or this is what friends and family do. They talk to you, they rationalize things, and basically sometimes your thinking can become wrong, and that's where you need to be put back in check again. And you need to be in the right place at the right time. In sometimes where people seek help and whatever they do. But a message to the youth from me, a person who's well acquainted in circles where they know me by another nickname, and I was well known with people for things you would not even be able to comprehend, like, hold on, is this that same person? And those people who, if you ever watch this video, would think, is this the same person from the opposite side? Exactly that, they would be thinking. Like, if we sat down and I exposed a few things and talked about it, and you'd think, wow, that's unbelievable. Like, people, you know what they say, कहावत है एक उर्दू में कि हथियार रखे हैं चलाना नहीं भूले. You know, I got a side to me, I'd like to add something to that. हथियार रखे हैं और बहुत करीब रखे हैं. मैंने दूर नहीं रखे, बोलने की आदत है, but I've got them there. But what I mean is, that's the cloth I was from. That's the way of thinking which was flawed, and call it society, walking the wrong, dark path, walking a path which dulls your soul. It reaches inside you. And I'll tell you something that I'm just thinking now to pass this message on. What I do now is I research. If there's any subjects, for example, of interest, and this, believe me, this path, it's like a Pandora's box. It opens up and you want to know. Like Shah Saab was asking the other day, what is outer body experience? And things like this, I've done a lot of research on it. The fourth dimension, the jinns, the jinnats, the entities, the fear factor, the problems, the rizq problems. Is God happy with you? Is he not happy with you? There's so many things that you've got to evaluate. What I was, before I go into something else, I'd like to say a message for the families out there, the youth out there. Sometimes there are other influences that capture the imagination of young men and young women, like at a very adolescent age where you're very impressionable, and them impressions, the parents wouldn't even know what hit them. They wouldn't be able to tell, but that whole wave mind frame impression would take their children outside of their house without you even having an inkling, and you'd feel a loss, you'd feel a mismatch, you'll feel a contradiction, you feel this is not the way, but how the hell where did we go wrong, for example. But such are the influences of a different society and a different way of thinking, and everything you see and observe in movies and other, on TV or whatever you can observe, your mind needs rebooting. You need to check it out again, and otherwise that's how families fall apart. Your mind gets sick. You mentally start drifting away from your own responsibilities and your own families, and not having that closeness. And then I met the man of God who showed me the path to God. I said, this is the path, Assad. And just them words from Shaji, like I knew 100%. Like I can't transfer my emotions right now to someone who's listening. Like, look through these. Well, I know that whoever it appeals to, whoever knows, whoever listens, they know that they missed something if they didn't really know Shaji, they didn't really sit with Shaji, they didn't really see Shaji. You see him on your phone and on the Sufi Guidance 24/7 in your pocket, and you make your mind up and whatever. But the whole, if they were stood right now here, number one, I would be stood up. Number two, everybody would be around them. Everybody would rush towards them. Purane bande kya, naye bande kya, everybody. They just had that command and presence about them. They pull the whole world, and at the moment they'll flick the whole world back. They can do anything, absolutely anything. Like they'll take a person and they'll look at them and they'll change their mind for them. Like I've experienced this. Like I was in a rage and I came once. This is another narration. I'll tell you another story. Like I'd been watching something about Hazrat Ali, Mawla Ali alayhi salam, on TV, and this Maulvi was talking about them, and I felt happy, and I felt wow, I'm learning something. I'll come back to that learning in a minute. But when I came to see Shaji, this now the man of God, by now it was established. I knew in my heart, if there's anything that I'm going to believe in, it's going to be because of Shaji. So I'm going to run these things by him. And I was fortunate that really I never got the chance to ask him anything, just to maybe start a subject, and then they'll answer the question before the question actually came. Like they said, हाँ भाई कैसे हो? And I said, शाजी ठीक हूँ, मैं बस ये अल्लामा साहब की बातें सुन रहा था, and this is what he was saying. And before I can ask him anything about Mawla Ali, they said, हाँ Mawla Ali को मानने की कोई हद नहीं है. And like there was nothing else left to ask. I just knew there is no Mawla Ali ki baat jo thi. And later on I heard like they wanted to write something about Mawla Ali, Mawla Kainat, and they said it will be like a candle to the sun. So there's no point. They didn't really write anything about that subject ever again. But when I seen them, I seen the way they dress, I seen the way they stood, I seen the way the only person I seen them when they walked out was for Dr. Malik, and they actually so softly walked. It was like they glided in zameen jaise unko rasta deti hai. They walked so smooth. You won't see the up and down. You'd see like a glide straight back, and then they'd go read namaz, and they'd be done. Like they'd go up, you'd expect 5-10 minutes, they'd be done in a few minutes, and they'd come down. Like you wouldn't even know they're gone. They'd be back down. It was just a totally different world. उनकी बात जो है ना, वो समझाई बताई कुछ नहीं. ये जो अगर आँखों ने उनको देख लिया, दिल में वो उतर जाते हैं. वो दिल में आते हैं, समझ में नहीं. वो वाकई बात ऐसी है उनके साथ. And Like there's a difference. There's a difference. Like I'd like to tell you a side story now. There was a holy man, a man of God. And this I'm telling you out of my heart, because I want you to know there's a difference between knowing and knowing. There's two types of knowing. The knowing that you already know, that you generally know, right? And then there is a knowing like Shahji knew. So this story I'll tell you now. There was a dervish who used to sit at he used to have a small house at the middle of a mountain, and then in that house he used to have a big yard just at the edge of a mountain. It was a long mountain, and underneath it there used to be a big village, like big, I say about 400 people in that village. And basically the old man, he was of that age where he didn't used to travel outside his house, and out of curiosity people used to go visit him and think, well, he's an old man and we should be responsible enough to go make sure that we take the responsibility for taking his food, water, milk and whatever necessities he needs. And what they started doing is they started going to his house. Some of the elders sent the youngsters, some young men, to go give him these things and then come back. So what they'd do is they'd collect the things, wrap them up, give them to the young men, and the young men will go visit them. And when the young men used to go visit them, the old man used to smile at them, and so for company they'd sit with him and they'd start talking. And every now and again he'd say a couple of things which at the beginning they'd miss because they were surprised he spoke, and then after a while they'd start listening, and there was a couple of things, and it was again and again the repetition, the same things again and again. Every time, like whenever they went with the food, it was just the same things, to the point where that country, it had a war with a neighbouring country and it'd taken a lot of casualties, and the young men were talking about that, like there's a war, it's with the neighbouring country, this and this, they were talking in his presence. And out of the very few things he said was, let's go see which country is it, point in the direction, let's go to the top of my house. There were stairs leading to the top, so he took them there, and they were all like, okay, he's interested in something today, so let's just keep him company. They went upstairs and they said, well, it's that way, this country. And the old man, he rose his hand up and said, stop. And that's all he did, rose his hand up and said stop, and came back with them. And they looked at each other in a way that, okay, well, whatever he's done there, he's done there. But the next day the newspapers, the media outlets, everybody said the war has ended because that country's governor, president has said, we declare that this war is now over, we surrender. And he ended it. And what them youngsters, when they went back downstairs and said, to the parents, they said that we witnessed this, that yesterday we went to see him, we gave him the food, we sat down and we were talking to give him a bit of company, and this is what happened. And so out of the ordinary, he's never done this before, but he took interest in it, and he said, show me which country it is, point at the direction. And we pointed and he just went stop. And today the news came through and we're a bit surprised. We're trying to connect these dots. Like, has he got something? Is he a man of God? What happened there? And the parents and the elders of that village recognized that since the days we were young, he's always been the same age. It never changed in his age. And maybe he is the man of God and we've never been able to tell about him. Although we've always had him in our heart, which is something we don't understand. Like, we've always been concerned. We don't have no relatives as such. He's never been amongst us as such. And we've always got him in our heart, and that's why we look after him like we feel compelled. So what they started doing is, because of that story, a lot of people started having that doubt, like it could be the man of God. So they started visiting him on a regular basis, and his like garden, you could seat about 100, 200 people. So what started happening is every religious holiday, they all started sitting there, and to give him company, they'd just talk amongst themselves, and while he will sit, and they'd listen to him, and they'd, you know, pass comment about what's going on in the politics, what's going on in the world, and this and that and the other, and they'll also give him his food. And the gatherings started happening, and they started celebrating their celebrations and everything, to the point where years went on, and they started celebrating things like Eid and Milad and other celebrations there. They'd get together, they'd make sure they give him company. It became like a place, like a community center kind of thing, so that everybody gathers together and gives. So one day they had like a gathering where religious folk came and they preached, and one after the other. But what happened is they gave invitations to the neighbouring villages and all around the country, and in amongst the religious scholars, one of the very renowned names of that time, one of the very well-known scholars came, and they all sat down in the gathering, and he did a 2-hour speech, and everybody was like taken back by it. Like, that is absolutely logical, makes sense, it couldn't have been any other way, this book and that of Allah. And like, they were really praising this person for the knowledge that he had. And like, anyway, when it was over, they were serving the food and everything, and out of respect, the people of that caliber, they like to sit like on a kind of stage. And you know, the stage basically was the old man sat on one corner where he always sat, and everybody sort of sat on the same line, because it was like a ledge which was higher than the floor, and that's where the speeches took place. And he'd heard the story about the old man who went like that and said stop, and the next day the war ended, and he was intrigued by that, and he decided to break the ice. And amongst the 40 people who were there in near the stage area, he decided to ask like to the old man. He introduced himself, he told him his name, and the old man kept quiet. He knew that the old man doesn't reply much, he doesn't say much, he only has a few things, and apart for them few things, he doesn't mention anything else. He never talks about anything else, apart from the incident where he apparently stopped the whole war. And so what happened was, he said to the old man, he goes, to be direct, he introduced himself and said, what did you think of my speech? And like, nobody's ever asked, like, everybody knew like he says a couple of things, but they never really asked him any questions or talked to him about anything. They indirectly, this culture brewed where indirectly they'll talk amongst each other and just keep him company and use the place and things like that. So he turned around and he goes, you know, to the old man, he goes, what did you think about my preaching? I talked about this subject, that subject, and everything like this. And he waited for the answer, and everybody kind of went quiet, like, yeah, why? He's just asked directly, let's see what the old man says. The old man said, all right, I didn't hear anything, I didn't hear you talk, you didn't say anything. And to his surprise, he was like, all right, the old man's at that age, he may not even have heard me. So he went a bit more further into detail. He goes, all right, oh, okay. Well, in the first starting, I actually mentioned this story about, you know, this prophet and then that prophet, and then about this place, and then this took place. And so then he went through talking about all the subjects that he talked about and why he talked about them, everything. And he left it to the old man, like, you know, so that's what I was talking about, and I think you may not have heard me. And the old man goes, no, I heard everything you said. I heard for 2 hours, but I was waiting for you to actually say something. You didn't say anything. Everything that you mentioned was all narrations of other stories other people have written. I was waiting in that 2 hours to listen to you. You didn't really say anything at all. I know that everybody else has spoken through you, but you didn't mention one thing yourself, and that was what I was waiting for. and he didn't say it. And he was taken back, and so were the people all around him. And just to conclude that long story short, you know, the men of God, Shahji, they know what you know. Forget about what everybody else. You're going to go get Taqreera ready, read a few books and get the narrations right, Ravaitas right, Rasams right, all the laws, rules, regulations, books, everything. Forget all that. When a man of God looks you directly in the eyes, he knows what you know, which in majority of the cases is nothing. So then there's that knowing, which next time you listen to someone, just pay attention. Is this person talking from the platform of knowing, or does he just know things? The regurgitation of the knowledge that he's accumulated of other people's research, and even they didn't really know it. If you know what I'm saying, if you're following me. No one really, a majority of the people don't know. The only one that I met that knew was Shahji. And I know that when they looked at me, they knew everything about me. My heart said it. My heart said he knows. To the point that I actually sat there like an idiot. Mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho, mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho, because inadvertently I didn't know, you see. I was only going to find out soon enough that he does know, because even though he was occupied talking to the people, I was just continuously saying it inside me. Mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho. I wasn't saying it out loud. And then for them to turn around all of a sudden and say, agar tumhe pata hai to sabko bata do. I left like dumbfounded, astounded, stumped. And everybody else looking at me, I thought everybody else knew but me, to main chup kar jaun na. But I didn't really know. And this is the thing between people. You don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. Don't think, you know, like I want to place my words very carefully, because I'm not a person who, you know, it's such a sensitive time now. People are so sensitive. They can't just entertain an idea for being an idea. They can't just entertain a thinking or talking just as a inquisitive inquiry between two people. They feel sensitive as if they have put so much faith in a person that, you know, when he sits up, he reads this knot and he reads that knot. He can stand on one leg, you know, he can do the splits and sing this flower song. He can do a cartwheel and sing this song. You know, they just, I don't know, these kind of people. But them people, I got nothing against them, because I realized, you know, all this stage that's set on this world, they're all right. They're all right. Just I'm not a part of it anymore. I left everything. I know a lot of people from my childhood, from the bit of religion that we did have in us, which was the regular visits to mosques in Bareh, and nothing ever got inside me. You know what got inside me was when Shahji looked at me. When they looked at me, that look, I still remember it today. They just a solid look, just a solid look. So all I can say, it was a solid, mind-blowing look. They looked, and I was like, you just shake. You think, wow, there's someone looking inside me, through and through me, everything about me. He knows. Sure, he knows. Mujhe pata hai aap sun rahe ho. And then for him to turn around and quieten the mind, say, pata hai sabko bata do. You can't tell anybody these things. You can't. You run the risk of being taken as a fool. You run the risk of being taken as a divana. You run the risk of people thinking you gullible, people thinking you storyteller, and you're just a gullible person. You just fall. No, the guy did know. I don't know how else to put it to you. I don't know. Should I write it? Should I make a video about it? I'm telling you, he knew, and he knew through and through They didn't just know. They weren't just stories that he knew. He knew everything. From the time we met, from before the time I was going to come to meet him, from the circumstances that developed around the time in my life that I was going to come, he was ready and prepared, and he knew what the future is going to be with Assad, where he's going to be in the future. And I was going to be right behind Shah Saab, Raza Bhai. I'm going to be by his side, true soldier, mate, standing with him all the way through now. And time has changed, but you know, Shahji's thoughts, they've never changed in me. They never did. They're the part of, you know, if let's say if someone was to say, what's the happiest time you've ever had in your life? Or what's the most interesting period of your life? Even if I become a granddad tomorrow, my grandchildren ask me, and I'd say it's that first meeting with the man of God. That was the time where Assad didn't really know anything, and that's when his journey began. That's when he come across the right man, the man of God, the one that looked and changed him, the one that spoke and changed everything around him. And that was the way Shahji was. He'd come in your dream and tell you, and the next day he'll ask you, where were we yesterday? And coming from a person like me, I'm not, number one, I'm not gullible, I'm not stupid, I'm not easily led, I'm very calculating, I'm educated as well, and you know, I'm not someone you could take for a ride. I know I'm a bit, I like to think I'm a bit streetwise, so I'm not, you know, it's like, I don't know, someone just couldn't say to me, let's follow this geezer, because I'd look at that geezer and I'd think, nah, it's not the geezer for me, mate. You follow him and go to heaven with him, you know, go to the heaven that he's going to. I wouldn't have followed anybody, nah. I wouldn't have followed anybody at all. Like, I would have respected everybody. And now I bet you, because this pen fell, 2 or 3 people downstairs thought, oh no, that's just going to do something that's going to cause a bit of a problem in here, so I better sit straight. So yeah, I would not have followed anybody. I was a gullible. I stayed away from all the religious figures. Like, some of the friends, I'll tell you a story about this guy. He's from Bareh. I won't mention his name. I'm not gonna, you know. He was walking. We were only kids. We were only school kids, and we were walking. And as we were walking, there was a couple of police officers that were walking in the opposite direction. So they were going to go past us. Our paths are going to cross. Was it? No, it wasn't the police. It was the brothers from Jamaat, and you know, the ones that knock on your door and say, brother, what you doing? Why are you here? You should come with us in Jamaat. And they stopped us. This is the crew, the boys that were with. They stopped us, and one of the lads, he spat. He spat on the floor, and then so the brother was like, look brothers, you're doing everything wrong. You're in this culture, you don't know what you're doing. We here, we're going everywhere, we're preaching about Islam. Dunya, wal alam, you know, and all that. And one ummah, and all, they were selling it all. And like, who feeds you? You know, who feeds you? Who tells you the sun's going to come out tomorrow? Who tells you it's going to rain tomorrow? And he got serious, and he was he directly asked one of the lads, he goes, you know, who tells you, brother? Who makes it rain? Who tells you it's going to rain tomorrow? And my friend said, the weatherman. The weatherman tells us it's going to rain tomorrow. So these were some of the responses you're going to get from us if you're going to talk about religion to us. You know, if anyone tells us it's going to rain tomorrow, it's going to be the weatherman. We'll see it on the weather. Don't go any further than that. And then we were sort of out of that crowd, out of that mold. We were never in the mold until then. And then to the face of it, I'd heard everything. Like I'd heard religious videos, read a few things and all that stuff. But it was only when I really truly met Shahji, the one that really took all my senses and heightened them to a totally different level. It's as if I was now going to go full throttle. Now my mind had opened up. Now I can sort of understand a lot more things that I couldn't understand before. My senses had opened up. And I realized the person I was looking at and I was sitting with, and I had the pleasure to sit with, that this person, he was at the pinnacle of success as one should be. One should be. At the heights of success that one should be. The whole purpose of life was to do what he did. I mean, he did it to the heights that surpassed everybody. Everybody. So, you looking at a master, Assad. That's what my heart said. This is the master. This is the one. This person. Like, I thought loads of things. Like, I can't tell you. Like, your mind leaves you, your senses leave you, and when they smile, it just all smiles. But when they're angry, everything's angry. There was something about them, and there's something about them still today. They're with us, and Aksar baat hoti hai na, like the vision. You'd see it on what's written on Sufi Guidance 24/7 in your pocket. The vision of a visionary. I'll just put that in perspective. The visionary was Shahji. The vision was Shah Saab. The vision had already taken place in the visionary and is now manifesting it in reality as we go along. Like they showed love to Tasif, they showed love to Nadeem, they showed love to Dr. Malik, all the Maliks I should say, and a fair few others, selected people, and to a guy like me, and we are still here, and they knew this was going to happen. And I know that everybody who's listening who knows or had anything to do out to the Malik's family, they definitely agree to it, that yeah, he did know. They had that presence. They treated, and they didn't treat you like, for example, if the ladies came, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi Allah killa, none of that. None of that. With respect and welcoming, warm smile, heart-melting smile, you know. And they'd watch, like, things will come on TV, like ice dancing, skating and all that stuff. It'll be on, because all that matters is in here. It doesn't matter, you know, some of the treatments people try treating you with. Ye itne kode padenge jab you go to hell, and this will happen, and seekhe jalaenge in your eyes. Well, that's torture, my friend. They don't even do waterboarding anymore. It's illegal. That's torture. Why would God want to torture us? We're just small, nothing. If hell is the way, then just chuck us. That's torture enough. All the rest of them are just stories. Don't fall for them. Don't get, you know, don't fall for them. And for the families, the message was, them influences that take your children away without you even knowing that they've taken. Have your parental guidance there. And if you notice, this platform is Sufi Guidance. This is guidance. This is guidance. You're never going to find a live wire of knowledge like Shah Saab, Razabai. From the loins of a lion comes a lion, and he is that lion who's roaring on this platform every day, and he knows. He doesn't just uppar say, no, he knows. तो क्या कहते हैं, I don't know what else like I can say. Like, interests of Shahji were interesting, because here's a person from Orthodox Islam who'd we'd stick up for, like Shiaism, or let's say Sunnism. You'd stick up for it. You are all labelled, you're in this sect of a religion which your reality is bound by it now, because you're in there. You have stamped yourself on the forehead with it. You know, you've said this is what we are. But like Habil and Kabil, you've neglected a brother. So get out of this ungodly sectarianism. With Shahji, there was never sectarianism issue. Sikhs used to come, Jewish used to come, Christians used to come, Muslims used to come, and it was all open door policy. Everybody welcome. Everybody welcome. I've seen on Shahji's books, the Bible is there, the Torah is there, the Holy Book Quran Pak is there, there's books, the Sanskrit is there, Ramayana is there, and there's so many, the Buddhist books are there, the Brahman books are there, books on meditation, books, there's so diverse a subject. Now when I look at them, that's where my mind travels, and I think beauty of the mind. It was all free flow. It was not sectarianism. In search of God anywhere. Be in search of God everywhere. God is in all of us, in every one of us. Like, even in this, even I read somewhere, like in the Bible it says the kingdom of God is within every man, not just one man, every man. And that's true. That's 100% truth. And they say Tale mandir tale masjid tale je kutenda, kisi da dil na tai rab dila vich rehda. So just to translate that, break down mosques, break down temples, break down what you can break down. Never break a heart, because God is within that heart. So God is within us all. And who could have thought, well, I would be saying these things, but I really, really do. I only really knew these things because of Shahji. Like, this path had to be walked for me to pick up on things and learn things and know things and remold my way of thinking. Well, they remolded my way of thinking by breaking some things that were sort of holding me in that point. So all the brothers and sisters that are listening to me today that knew me from, let's say, 15 years ago, be shocked. They probably will be. Share some stories. Phone me. Tell me. Phone me. Tell me anything, whatever you want to talk about. Give me a comment. Like the video. Or dislike it. But do something. You know, just open mind. Look at it. Do something. Ram teri Ganga meli. Ganga ni meli. Ram teri bande mele. And I'll leave it there to the man of God. And I'll leave it there today. And inshallah, the journey is long. We will meet again. As soon as I know how to close this. Take care and Assalamu alaikum everybody.